Hey guys! Today I'm going to show you how to cast on, so how to start your knitting and get that first row of stitches onto your needle. The method that I'm going to show you right now is called backwards loop cast on. So this is a little bit different from the long tail cast on because you don't have a tail. So it's called backwards loop just because it looks like you're making basically loops and putting them on backwards to your needle. So I'll just show you instead of trying to explain it. This is a really good cast on for projects that need a lot of stitches at the beginning. So for example, if you're knitting a scarf lengthwise and you need to cast on like over 200 stitches, this is a really nice way to do it because you can't run out of tail, which can happen with a long tail cast on, which has happened to me before actually, and it's not fun. So anyway, any time that you don't want to run out of tail, or really any time anyway, I like this cast on in general, you can use this method. So again, it's called backwards loop cast on. To start, you just make a knot, so a slip knot. So tie a knot, pull the yarn through like this, stick your needle here through the loop, and then pull it tight. Again, not too tight, but just tight enough. So here, this is, I guess, kind of a little tail. This is just going to be leftover yarn. This is the yarn that's attached to your ball, and this is where your stitches are going to come from. So to make stitches, to cast on using this method, you take your working yarn and pick it up using your index finger. So your working yarn is going over and behind your index finger. Then get your thumb under there too and hold the yarn between your remaining two fingers. So it looks like this. You have the yarn here coming from the ball, through your fingers, over your thumb, behind your index finger, and then onto your needle. So that's how the yarn looks as you're doing this. To make the stitches, all you do is take your needle and put it over here, over this piece of yarn that's kind of suspended between your thumb and index finger, and then run your needle up your index finger, taking the yarn with you. Then run it right off your index finger, and there's your first stitch. And that's literally all there is to it. So you can just put your index finger right back where it was. So again, this is the working yarn. The yarn is coming from the ball here, over my thumb, behind my index finger, and then onto the needle. So to make the stitches, you just go over the yarn between your thumb and index finger, and then pick it up and slide it right off your index finger. And that's making little stitches. So you can probably see why it's called backwards loop. They just look like literally little loops that are on there backwards. And so this is probably an easier cast on method than the long tail. And again, like I said, I really prefer it because you can't run out of tail. So this is your yarn coming from your ball. It's like an unlimited supply. But yeah, that's literally all there is to it. So that's really simple cast on. It's great for stretchy edges. Again, if you need like a hat or mittens or something that can't be too tight around the edge, this is a great way to cast on. So yeah, once you have your stitches cast on, then you can start knitting. And if you want to learn how to do that, check out some of my other videos. Happy knitting!